Hello everyone, happy Monday makeup chat. I hope you have a good start to your week today. Today's video is a little bit different, so obviously if you're new around here, Monday makeup chats are just like a get ready with me. My name is Shaylee, by the way. What's up? I usually just talk about my life and try to connect. These are the videos where I connect with who's watching my videos. I love reading the comments and chatting with you, and the idea is just to feel like we're getting ready together and starting the week off right. My more personal videos where I share about myself, but also I just try to make them like just easy, fun, like almost like a podcast, like you could turn on and just listen to. But I felt like I didn't have too much to talk about today, and I had asked recently on Instagram for some feedback on content ideas, and somebody had said like videos about motivation, how I stay positive, like how I inspire myself, tips on that. And one of the ways that I do this a lot is with quotes, and I feel like recently I've been needing some mindset shifting, and I've been spending a lot of time on Pinterest just reading quotes. And I noticed that like after I'll sit and scroll through my words is what my folder is called. I'll link it below if you want to just sit and read all my quotes that I've pinned. But you know, obviously we all are going to relate to different ones, but I can just feel myself feel so much better. And it's a really easy, free way to change your perspective. You don't have to go treat yourself and buy yourself anything. You don't have to do much. You just sit and read quotes, and I just think it's a really easy tool. So I notice I use it a lot, and I wanted to share it in today's video. So while I'm getting ready, I'm just going to read off some quotes that I've recently pinned, tell you like how I'm thinking about them, how I'm interpreting them, how they apply to my life. And I just think they are so personal. Like there's some cheesy ass quotes that I read that I'm like, no, that one didn't hit for me. So hopefully some of these hit for you. But yeah, let's just get going. It's gonna be kind of different, but I hope you like it. So I needed a deep breath today. Do you need one? Let's take one together. So I thought I'd give you a little rundown of what's been going on in life before we start the quote thing, just because it's a Monday makeup chat. I feel like I needed water, I need coffee, I need to just like get ready to start talking for the day. I have not talked that much today. I just got home from LA. I was visiting my sister and my niece, and my parents were there for my niece's birthday. Like 2 weeks before that we were gone camping, and now we're getting ready to go on a family trip with my husband's family to the ocean tomorrow morning. So more laundry, more packing, more travel, but more fun, you know? It's like, it's a mixture of it all for me. What else has happened in the meantime? Like it's literally, I feel like I'm getting absolutely nothing done at my house. I'm trying really hard to remain calm about it. It just sucks because I felt like I had totally like mastered my anxiety. Like I just feel like I haven't felt anxious in so long, like months and months and months and months and months. And I definitely feel like I handle things so much better because I identify like, okay, I'm feeling anxious. There's a level of anxiety most people have during stressful times that's normal. And so I feel like it's normal to feel stressed out sometimes, but at what point is it now like past normal? That's the part I don't know. But it's just like a tightness in your chest, and it's just like, and it's so silly because like I know it's all gonna get done, everything's gonna be fine. But like I think I have a hard time sometimes when I have plans and they like are nothing like what I thought. It's weird because I used to be so go with the flow and like whatever. And I think I said it in the last Monday makeup chat, like I'm learning that I like a little bit more control. And again, there's a difference. Like it's good to have, I feel like I'm just so rambly, like, hi, welcome to my Monday makeup chat, but people have got to feel this way too. There's a difference of like, I like to have a little bit of control and intentionality in like how I do my life so that I don't feel anxious and I'm prepared and things like that. But again, that can become unhealthy because then if things don't go your way and that makes you anxious, you're creating a problem again. You know what I mean? So it's that balance of like having a loose plan but being okay if it changes. And I feel like generally I'm okay with that. But I think it's just the layer of being pregnant with twins that keeps on like making it harder. It's not my normal energy level. I can't get as much done in the time that I normally can and things like that. So like I had the whole month of July off, and I wanted to get like my boys' room done. I wanted to get like house projects done and get a car bought, which is exciting because we're going to look at a car today. Just with all these trips and my husband's schedule and my going back to work schedule soon, it's just like been a lot. So I found out I am gestational diabetic, which is so wild. I literally had a cinnamon roll for breakfast and tested way low. Like I'm supposed to be under 120. I tested 105, I think, just now. So I'm just like, am I really? You know, like, did I get a weird test? But I'm gonna make more videos about that. I just want to wait to actually have a doctor's appointment, which is next week. So more to come on that. I think that's all. Like, those are the big things that happen. Okay, so I got this really cool makeup bag, and I think I should make a video about this too when I have more time. Because look, it's like the viral, oops, I dropped something, Amazon one, and I took it to LA and I feel like it held so much stuff. Oh no. Something rolled away. We haven't even started with the quotes. Okay, quote. So the first one I want to talk about is this one. It says, an environment that is not safe to disagree in is not an environment focused on growth. It's an environment focused on control. And I won't go too far into this because it is kind of personal, but I just recently this weekend had a situation where I had to like say my boundary and it wasn't honored, and I just completely shut down because I was like, I'm not having this conversation. And it's so funny how you'll come across quotes like that right when you need them, because I was really upset, and then I was like, you know what, this isn't a productive conversation. Like, this will never be a productive conversation. This is a conversation that is made to make me feel like I need to believe a certain thing. Gracie, I don't want to get up again and shut the door. Why'd you come in here? Oh, my dog. Anyway, so I wanted to share that one because I'm like, if you're like me and you feel like you were recently in a situation where you felt like, I can't voice my opinion, it's not safe. This person just wants to shove their opinion down my throat, basically. It's not even productive. Like, that's not open-minded. Like, we should all be able to have our own beliefs and that should be okay. Quotes are just so helpful. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Now, in a week, in a month, and it's this big boulder that's getting smaller. I love visuals. Like, there's some quotes, I don't know how many we'll get to, but there's this one I always think about, and it says perspective, and it's this little turtle like stuck on his back, and he's stuck, right? Like, he can't roll over out of his shell and like stand up, but it says perspective and he's looking at the sunshine. And I love that, like, visual. It never leaves my head when I think about like, oh, I need to change my perspective. I always think of that little turtle guy, and I feel like this boulder one I really liked. When I found out I had gestational diabetes, that's how it felt. It felt like a boulder. Like, oh my God, one more thing I have to deal with. You guys, it was $250 to buy all this shit to test myself with. You have to poke yourself with this little baby pokey thing. It's little, but I don't like needles. I don't like being poked. I don't like blood. And I have to do it 4 times a day. Monitor all this. It's just an extra thing to do when I'm already like feeling like I don't have enough time. It was a mind F for a minute. 'Cause I'm like, am I super unhealthy? Like, I pride myself on being like generally pretty healthy. And so it just was like something weird to have to accept. So it felt like a boulder. And that was even a week ago. And now it's more of an annoyance, but it's smaller. I'll talk more about this in the video. Like, it was a pain in the ass in the beginning, and now I'm like boop boop boop. Like, I have my little routine. It takes me like 30 seconds. Just like anything you have to learn, like anything new, you know. So anyways, I really like, that's what I thought of when I saw that quote. So if you have a problem in your life, think of it like this boulder. Like, it's just gonna get smaller. Okay, this one's real. Okay, are you ready for a materialism thing? It says, look around. All that clutter used to be money. All that money used to be time. I'm like, mic drop. I just feel like that's such a good one. I always struggle with being on social media, sharing links of things because of that sentence. I used to have a shopping problem. I've talked about this. If you've watched these, you know. And you'll just look around, and like, I can look on my vanity now, and I've cleaned out my makeup so many times, but it's like, I've had that product over there for so long. How many times have I used it? You know what I mean? And so now I'm like so much smarter with my purchases. Like, I use everything I buy, and if I don't like it, I return it. Like, I'm so much different than I used to be. But like, I think it just speaks to like reminding ourselves that time is the most important thing we have here. You know, we work so hard to earn our money, and if we aren't spending it wisely, that's like a waste of our time. It goes all the way back to like time away from your family, time away from doing things you love. I mean, hopefully you have a job you like, but you know what I mean? I just read that and I was like, whoa, that's a great reminder when I'm feeling like I need that new shirt from Amazon or whatever, you know what I mean? There's also like fun in putting together a cute outfit or putting on fun makeup, you know, like there's a balance. Before I could have babies, back when I really did struggle with anxiety and depression a lot, that's why I had a shopping problem. I was trying to like fill up my life with stuff, you know what I mean? So all that clutter used to be money, and all that money used to be time. Tact is the art of making a point without making an enemy. And I didn't have a specific situation that related to that. I just thought that was smart, because I feel like I'm always like worried I'm gonna come off rude and say something wrong. And I just thought, oh, I just need to learn to be more tactful. You're not gonna make someone mad if you say it correctly, you know? And so that's the goal, is like to express yourself without like pissing someone off. I just thought that was a good quote. Better to admit you walked through the wrong door than spend your life in the wrong room. God, I love quotes. Like, I just feel like chills when I'm telling some of these. I'm just like, Damn, that was a good one. I think people are so afraid to like change their mind or say they messed up. You know, I'm getting this a lot right now with my job change. Like, no one has been mean to me about it, but they're just like, don't you make, you know, you work part-time and like you have to work 5 days a week and someone else is your boss, like isn't that harder than like when you were self-employed and you could like name your prices? And you know what I mean? Like it's weird to some people that I have made this career change, especially when I'm about to have babies, which I didn't know obviously it was going to happen so quickly. But I just feel like I'm feeling so happy being able to like help kids in my community. Like it's making me, I just was in a place where I felt like I need to do something more, and I feel like I don't feel that fulfillment gluing eyelashes on people, you know. And nothing against people who glue eyelashes on people. Again, back to like buying fun makeup and clothes, like there's ways to treat yourself. Maybe there's a teacher who's been helping kids all day and wants to just treat herself and get lashes so her mornings are easier and you're helping her feel good, you know. Like it all works out. But like I just felt like I wanted to do something different, and I did that for 6 years, and it just was time to switch it up and to admit like, you know what, I don't really want to do this anymore, and I can always come back to it. I'm in the wrong room. I'm in the wrong room right now. Like I don't want to spend forever in here. I want to try something else, and I can always think once I get there, maybe this is the wrong room and that was the right room. Like, I don't know. I'm very, very, very lucky to be able to have that opportunity to switch rooms in this case, you know. Not everyone can just fly by the seat of their pants and do that. I'm very lucky that my husband started firefighting when he was 18 and feels like he's been in the right room his whole adult life, because he definitely carries the team for me in that way to allow me to switch rooms career-wise. But I don't know, I read that, and like obviously that can apply to different things than just your job. Your choice of how you are as a person. Maybe you want to change something about yourself because you feel like you're in the wrong room, you know? I just liked that quote. I thought that was really cool. Instead of asking, have I worked hard enough to deserve rest? Switch your mindset, okay? Have I rested enough to do my most loving, meaningful work? And I feel like a little bit down it says you can't pour from an empty cup. And I feel like those are just like in that same category. And this is a lot of like mom stuff for me. You feel like you have to be, I always call myself house manager. Like you have to be in so many, your hands are in so much that sometimes it can feel like I can't rest. I gotta do this, 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 and this. Like otherwise it won't, who's gonna do it? You know what I mean? But I've realized I have to have that conversation with myself that like rest is important. You can't do it all, because then you're doing a shitty job at all of it instead of like a meaningful, intentional job at some of it. I'd rather be good at some of it than like mediocre at all of it. You know what I mean? Rest is so important. And then you can really get into it, and there's quotes probably I have in here about different types of rest. Like there's just so much about rest to be learned. Look at us, we're getting through some fun quotes. I already feel better. I feel like already in such a better mood. I don't know why this like works for me. Oh, I love this one. It says, if we don't say yes authentically, we say yes resentfully. And that leads to far more problems than if we had just said no in the first place. I don't know why I'm emotional. I'm like, that could make me cry. Like just because I feel like I've a little bit struggled with boundaries. That's been something coming up for me that I've been realizing. Just my energy levels lately. Saying yes to things, not wanting people to think I'm mean or I don't care. It's all connected. Like everything I'm talking about, at least for me, it feels all connected. It's like you feel like you have to do it all and be it all and say nice things and do it all right. And it's like, sometimes I'm fucking tired. Sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes I need rest. Like that's how I feel sometimes. So like then I get in a yucky mindset and I need a reset. And like these quotes help me understand that that's all valid and these feelings are valid and you can say no. And if you don't, you're just gonna get resentful, and that's gonna be even worse in the long run. And that's kind of what has happened to me over time with some things. And so I love that quote. Like I just think that is, I think I posted that on Instagram. I also have a little highlight on Instagram, and normally when you see my posts, I always hope on stories that they're not coming off like I think everyone else needs to know this. It's like I needed that quote today, and I resonated with it a lot, and that's why I'm reposting it in case someone else needs it, you know. For your peace of mind, try not to understand everything. You don't always need to know, you know. I really find myself being like, I wonder why that person, like I think in another life I was a therapist, because I'm constantly evaluating people and like, why are they like that? Why do they do it like that? Like, I wonder what that's about. Sorry, hopefully that's not distracting. I'm gonna have beautiful kitchen doors in a minute. I'm so excited. I'm so proud of him. I showed my husband this picture off Pinterest that I really like. He just built them and they're freaking beautiful. And like, he's not a door builder or a cabinet maker. Like, I don't know. I just am like, whoa, I'm very impressed. I'm so excited about them. I think he did like such a great job. Normality is a paved road. It's a comfortable walk, but no flowers grow. So to me, that's saying sometimes you gotta take risks. You gotta switch rooms. You've got to state your boundary. You've got to, you know, these are all connected for me. I don't know. I think about all these like together kind of. Okay, I took a little break because my husband needed to talk to me and I did my lips because I can't talk while I'm doing that anyway. And now Miss Loud comes back in here. I had to make you uncomfortable, otherwise you would have never moved. The universe. This is me getting laid off at Mac. Like, seriously, I remember being heartbroken, devastated, bawling. Like, I was so upset. And I think that just goes with like feeling like you try hard and like you're not good enough. Obviously, like that's a piece of it. But I also just felt like, what am I gonna do now? That's my identity. I wanna be a makeup artist. Like, what am I gonna do? This happened back in like 2017, February. And this is when I went and got certified in lashes and started freelancing so much more, made way more money, was my own boss. It all worked out. But like, I would have worked at Mac for how, God knows who long, God knows how long. Did I say that sentence right? You know, shit happens. Shit happens for reasons. It's the universe telling you need to make moves. Life is a mirror of your consistent thoughts. Again, like what you aren't changing, you're choosing. I speak in quotes sometimes because I am a quote person. So if there's like something going on, negative as well, like you're calling that in. Because I believe so much in manifesting and like the universe only reads your energy, or like, you know, I'm saying it that way. That's how I say it. Maybe for you, it's like your prayers, you know. Sorry, my HelloFresh is texting me. What you're thinking about, what you're putting your focus on, that's what you have in life. You know, that's what you're calling in how I believe, at least. As you prepare for all possible outcomes, maybe you also remember to prepare for positive outcomes. Okay, this is me. I feel like this is how I am naturally. And people try to change it. They try to be like, well, you never know. You need to think about this. And I get it. They're realists, but this is how I know I am an optimist at heart. For example, I'm pregnant with twins, and it's a lot more common to have a C-section with twins because you're not dealing with one baby, you're dealing with two. And if one isn't in the right spot, like they both have to be in the right spot to have a vaginal birth. Well, my birth with Golden was absolutely perfect. Like, I could not have asked for a better situation. I was so scared. And I almost feel bad admitting, like, I just felt like it was so good. It like went really well and everything worked out great. I delivered one day early. I got to the hospital at like 10 o'clock at night, had her at 4 in the morning, got to stay the night that night and leave the next morning. Like, my nurses were lovely. It was just great. And so I find myself being pretty positive about this one. Like, it's gonna work out. And everyone's like, oh, I think you should just mentally prepare for a C-section, da 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 da. And I get what they're saying because chances are I get such dry scalp being pregnant, so it looks like I always have dandruff. I get it. Chances are I'm gonna have one, but what if I don't? Or, you know, oh God, girl, you might be on bed rest. And I find myself going, oh, if I'm not on bed rest, like I start adopting that and I'm like, I'm gonna be fine, you know? And if I'm not, then I needed that and it's fine. But like, I don't think that way. It's like, I'm not naive to the fact that these things can happen, but I feel like I call in things. So if I'm thinking, oh, it's gonna be horrible and all this stuff's gonna go wrong, why would I think that way? Like, how about I imagine it being great? And then if it doesn't go that way, that's okay. I'll figure it out, but I'm not gonna like assume it's gonna go horrible. You know what I mean? I love this next one. Commit to consistency, not perfection. You'll get further faster by taking messy action. That sounds like my life coach right there. Take messy action. Than by taking no action at all. Just take risks, just do things. Like, sometimes you just gotta do it before you just sit and think about it forever, because you're never gonna be 100% ready. And it's never gonna be perfect. Commit to consistency. Old keys won't open new doors. So good. And it's just about like, you can't expect a different outcome from the same action. Obvious once you think about it, but sometimes you just need to be reminded. Keep the promises you made to yourself. This was like one I found out last fall. I like finally saw this in action for myself when I did my Healthy Grounded Girl challenge. I feel like last fall was the first time that I ever worked out super consistently as much as I was. Like I think Pilates has held me consistent the last like 5 years that I've been doing it, and that was a huge shift for me because that was the first thing I ever found that like held me consistent to working out because I loved it and I saw results from it. But I really was like on my game last fall when I was doing that challenge. And once you stick to something long enough, you start seeing that you don't want to let yourself down, and so you just show up more. And it's like we expect other people not to lie to us, not to like have you know, commitments that they let fall through to us. Like, why do we just always, oh, I'm not going to do this for myself, I said I was, but I'm not. And then you don't believe in your own self. You know, there's, again, it's all about balance. Like, you can't overcommit to yourself that you're going to do all this unrealistic stuff. I made it realistic, like, oh, I'm going to eat fruits, veggies, and protein with every meal. And I did for a month. You just feel like you can do anything after you do stuff like that. It's really healthy, I feel like, for you to like commit to yourself and keep your promises you made to yourself, and then you feel you treat yourself how you would want someone to treat you. It's a really good confidence builder. I love that. I really, really liked that experience last fall, and I definitely will do that again. Something similar once I am on my like weight loss journey after having babies. I'm kind of excited about all of that coming up, like in time. Not worried about it yet, but I just think it's gonna be fun because I feel much more prepared this time. Like, it took me a really long time to get back to myself after Golden, like weight-wise, mindset-wise, and I feel this time I know more of what's, I mean, I think, we'll see. Ooh, I love this one. This one's like one of my favorite ones I've pinned recently, and I think this was like 6 months ago still, but I remember it. God spoke today in flowers, and I, who was waiting on his words, almost missed the conversation. Is that not deep? Like, I remember I had to reread that like 3 times. God spoke today in flowers, and I, who was waiting on words, almost missed the conversation. I think that goes to show you our expectations. I think I was speaking to that earlier a little bit. Like, when expectations aren't met, then I think like I can't go with it. And it's like, you gotta just realize like there's a million ways to do things. There's a million different outcomes, and it's all okay. Like, you might be expecting something to go like this, but it's gonna go like this, and that's gonna be even better. You know, we go looking for something a certain way, and if it's not that way, we might not even like see the gift or whatever it is, some other sign. I don't know. I really, really liked that, and I feel like I'm not articulating it well, but I just get happy when I read that. I think it's so beautiful, like such a beautiful quote. Be open. I feel like it's like, be open-minded. That's what that one's saying. Like, be open-minded. Gracie's snoring, Gracie's snoring. Can you tell I have a toddler? I'm singing. I was already like that before her, but it's definitely been intensified. I got another one. This is my first baby. I want to find like one good one to finish off with. I like this one. How your life feels is more important than how it looks. I think that's a good one to leave off on, because we're all here on social media. If you're watching YouTube, you're probably on Instagram, and we live in this age of aesthetic and what do things look like and how are people perceiving us online. And I think about this a lot with my daughter, you know? Like, what is social media gonna be like when she's older? Part of me feels like it's gonna swing back, and people are gonna, because my younger sisters, they're so into Snapchat, and they don't sit there and like edit their photo. It's literally like, and they'll like send a weird looking photo of themselves that they snapped in 2 seconds. It's not so much about looking perfect anymore on that app, but I don't know. You just never know. Sometimes you see people on Instagram and it looks like their life is perfect, and then like if you really know the behind the scenes, it's nothing like it. It's a highlight. So that's why I try to be real on mine, because I don't want that. But I also like to take pretty pictures and romanticize life and like share that. So just remember, how your life feels is what's important. I feel like everything's shaking. My boobs are shaking, my arm fat's jiggling, the belly's jiggling. Ooh. I found another one that I want to read because I just think it's so, I could go on forever. I just was sitting here about to film my outro, which I gotta raise that up because now I'm squatting and this is not very comfortable. But don't believe everything you think. This is so important. I think this goes again with being open-minded, and how I talked about how I analyze, like, why are they that person like that? Like, why are they, I do this with my own self, and I think that's important. Like, why do I feel that way? Why do I think that way? It's like self-aware. I think it's good to be like that, I'm not saying I'm perfect and always do it, but I just think that's important. Like, don't believe everything you think to be like, this is how it is. Like, it maybe isn't that way. I just think if more people were like that, we'd be better. We'd be better off. Okay, this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this Monday makeup chat. I know it was a little bit different. I hope it made you feel inspired to kind of create that mindset shift with yourself, looking up different quotes that you relate to. Like I said, please leave them down in the comments below. Like, I would love to just come on here and read a bunch more quotes down in the comments. I love, as you can tell, quotes. I live my life by them. One of my favorite ones that it wasn't talked about today, and I said it in my Sunday reset video, but I said it wrong, so I had to cut it out, is a goal without a plan is just a wish. I use that one all the time, and for some reason when I was recording I said a goal without a dream is just a wish, which makes no sense, but that's another good one. If you don't lay out your plans to like achieve the goal, it's never gonna happen, you know? So that's another good one I want to leave you with. Anyways, I could ramble on forever about quotes. Thank you so much for watching. My dogs are now barking at something. I think I'm probably getting oh, you know what? I'm getting an Amazon package of sand toys for my daughter to play with at the ocean. I'm so excited. Anyways, she's gonna love it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.